gone out there too often and said, we're giving out free leads. We're giving out free booked appointments. We're giving out free leads the way that you want them. And immediately the response is, well, there's something I'm getting burned on.
They're going to suck.
And the trick is there is nothing. Really, honestly, the contract is 100% vested. In writing, it says you are 100% vested as long as there is no debt that is owed to us within 90 days. Like you're able to pay off your debt within 90 days and everything is paid off, we're good. That's what the contract states. I mean...
What is up? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. Today, I'm back in studio with another guest, man. Before I get to him, our last interview together, we were talking about how agents can get free leads, and that video has done really well. They've had a ton of agents reach out to them from diversified companies, part of the Rose family and the Rose boys. Welcome back, Michael Rose.
Thank you. It's great to be here, buddy.
Good to see you.
Great to be with you.
Absolutely. I love having you in town.
I love being in Missouri. Missouri, not misery. Yeah, it's not. But I do like being here. It's fun.
Especially we get a little steak, we get a little wine, you know.
Yes, sir.
It's fun.
Yes, sir.
One of the things that you guys, a couple of things that I think about when I think about you and what you'll do. Number one, they're incredible trainers. They help agents on the life and the health side of the business, Medicare, and they have agents a lot of agents who are selling over the phone. And what's very unique about what they do is it's a very it's a big family. I went to their award ceremony in Jersey. It was amazing. We're also doing an event in Parsippany here in a month.
Looking forward to it.
Which is cool. About 5 weeks-ish. And I think 5 weeks today, actually. And they also pay for their agents' leads, okay, which is interesting. Most agents would assume...
What's the catch?
What's the catch?
Right?
What's the normal catches, just to educate our audience on?
Yeah, sure. So number one, it has to be paid by the agency so that their renewal or any type of future can be taken from them.
This is not like what they do per se,
just
but
what people
typical.
Immediately respond, right?
If an agency is giving you free leads,
all of a sudden, free leads. That only means that they're going to lower my contract. They're going to make sure that I get paid by them so that I don't own the business. They're going to make sure that they take my renewals on the back end. There's something they're probably not going to pay me the full absolute amount that I'm supposed to receive. The leads are going to be garbage. They're going to dictate what leads I have to call, what product I have to sell. All of those kind of things immediately come up.
So somebody actually, it's funny. Somebody released a free lead program the other day, and come to find out, it was a cold call list.
Wow.
And not just saying that, like 100% proof. It was literally just a data list, and they thought it was like, oh, they're free leads. What do you mean? It's gonna be great, man. Agents are gonna love this. And I'm like, I don't think so. You know what I mean?
They can get that list anywhere.
Correct.
I love when agencies kind of treat agents like they're clueless, right? Like at the end of the day, like, oh, well, they won't figure it out.
Which is crazy. Like that's a whole nother topic. But if you guys are like thinking about this, I wonder if you've ever been in this scenario where agencies just, you're new, you don't know anything, so they just don't tell you everything. Yeah. You know, I also too, what I like about you guys, and we're very like in this area, I would prefer to be transparent to a fault, give it all away, tell everything that's happening, and then if someone still wants to work with us, great. Because like, you know, like as an example, we talked about Kaboom earlier. We have a buy now, pay later program with Kaboom, and agents are like, there's got to be a caveat. Well, the caveat is I pay double the fee to Shopify through Shop Pay, right? That's the only caveat. The agents get their leads, I get all my money, just pay a little bigger fee, 6% instead of 3%, and then the agents pay later. Yeah. Well, in your guys' case, there's not a pay later. You just buy the leads for the agent. Yeah. But there's actually no caveats.
Yeah, we want to work with agents the way that they want to work. That's the key. You know, if you're in a situation and you're working Kaboom leads, right? Yep. We want to make sure that we buy those Kaboom leads for you. If those are working for you, let's go for it. Let's invest like crazy. You know, I was asked recently, how many do we get? Well, what does it look like? What does it look like? How many do you need? You know, what let's keep your CPA, cost per acquisition, within reason, as your partner, we're going to step up and make it happen. You know, our goal is always to be at like $150 cost per acquisition.
Yep.
You know, we get to 170, we're gonna have a conversation. Hey, let's look in a different direction here. This isn't working. This is not the best way. It's gonna make your partner Diversified make it make sense. So we want to find a way as your partner that we're gonna be able to continue to invest in you as much as we possibly can. You know, and that's really the beauty behind the system. There's no tricks, right? When you say the word, and maybe it's our fault. Maybe as an agency, we kind of look at this in terms of, okay, let's use the word free. But we know in the sales process, we never use the word free because a person immediately, their guard steps up right away. And they're saying, oh, no, I don't want free leads, or I don't want something free because that only means that I'm getting screwed in the back end.
Yeah,
you know.
correct.
So ultimately, I think when we look at this business, we have to kind of look at ourselves first to say, okay, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
And I think we have gone out there too often and said, we're giving out free leads. We're giving out free booked appointments.
Yeah.
We're giving out free leads the way that you want them. And immediately the response is, well, there's something I'm getting burned on.
They're going to suck.
And the trick is there is nothing. Really, honestly, the contract is 100% vested. In writing, it says
and that's,
you are
that is in writing,
100%
cool.
vested as long as there is no debt that is owed to us within 90 days. Like
Yeah.
you're able to pay off your debt within 90 days and everything is paid off, we're good. That's what the contract states. I mean, the compensation, we don't have any agents that are being burnt in terms of lowered compensation. In fact, we have something where I think as an organization, as a family, we're proud to offer the business, if you will. We actually pay $300 for every Medicare sale flat rate as an option. Not every agent this works for. This is not for every agent. If you're a seasoned agent and you've been selling and you have a renewal stream, this is not a path for you. But if you've been in this business for a while and you're like on the life side and you want to come over to the health side, or you're brand new to health and you can't figure out how to enter into the health side, this is a great approach, because what will happen is you'll get paid $300 flat for every single Medicare policy that you write, as well as a $200 renewal. It pays up like $16.67 per month going forward for the life of that policy. So what you can literally come into this business, get paid immediately, and build a renewal stream immediately without getting hurt.
That's very creative.
And when you look at Medicare, you get paid less every single month. So there's, right now we're in the month of August. You're writing for a September 1st effective date. You have September, October, November, December. You're getting paid maybe $100, a little bit over $100 for that whole policy.
Yeah.
You get $300 in this scenario.
Wow.
So, now, like I said, it's not for everybody. And I always try to say this as clear as possible, because, for those of you who know Medicare, you've been in this business for a while, then the true up is not paid out. So
what is that for those that?
So it's like the true up is basically 100% of the policy for somebody that's brand new to Medicare. So they don't get prorated, and so we help to use those policies to help pay for the ones that we don't get the money, and we kind of blend the money together. A lot of agents will tell you they don't sell a lot of true ups as it is, so that it makes more sense for them to get on a 300, 200 plan. Like I said, I didn't mean to take that tangent, but I think it's a really neat opportunity that we bring to the business, because we're putting the money out there to an agent to learn how to get in, to be able to kind of figure it out and get some cash now, if you will.
Yep.
But they have a street level compensation option as well. And if that works for them, more power to you. Let's make it happen that way.
Isn't that like a J.G. Wentworth commercial? 1-800.
I don't.
It's cash now.
Oh, yeah. 1-800. Yeah. Sure.
That's funny. That's
right.
hilarious. That's where my brain went. You mentioned the 150 too. Some people would say, okay, how can you pay for my leads? And, knowing that, okay, it's going to cost $150 a sale. Yeah. Just use the high number, general example. And they're like, okay, you paid for $150 for me to make this commission. Yeah. I didn't have to pay anything. How do you get paid?
Yeah, sure. So immediately the response is, no, we're not like this altruistic organization that just wants to lose a bunch of money and buy you leads. Like, no, that's not us.
Just a charity, really.
We're not a charity. Like, we're not treating you like a charity. It's easy to have this conversation on the health side, right? Because on the life side, there's a comp. The X amount of money is percentage for each carrier, and it gets broken down, and that's how we built out the free leads on the life side. And then it kind of got a little messy because you're trying to figure out percentages. On the health side, you have the government says street level compensation has to be paid out, right? So we pay out street level compensation. And then there's levels above that. There's the GA, the MGA, the SGA, the FMO, right? All those other levels kind of sit in place. What people don't really talk about is the marketing dollars. And the marketing dollars come from the carriers. That's what we use to be able to pay for it. So we look at the marketing support that's in play, and we try to create a model to work with the carriers to be able to get the marketing support and then use that money as a marketing organization to pay for marketing, right? It's not fair for us in every single contract we said, and I've said this to you before, in every single contract we have, whether it's FMO, Field Marketing Organization, NMO, National Marketing Organization, IMO, Individual Marketing Organization. It doesn't matter what it is. At the core of that is the letter M, marketing. We have got to be bringing something to the table in order to be a part of this of a partnership with an agent, whether it's as an agent or an agency. We have opportunities for agencies where we do the exact same thing, where we still pay for all of their leads, for all of their agents. We still provide them with all the technology that we bring to the table. We still provide them with a full renewal, full compensation as a GA, as an MGA, as an SGA. We still put even FMOs we have in place that we're able to manipulate the opportunities so that they make sense for every single person involved. We are not in business to be able to create a relationship that doesn't make sense, right? Like so my father started an organization back in 1979. Anthony, my older brother, and Dan, my younger brother. I know most people think he's older than me. I had to throw it in there.
He can't defend himself today.
He can. So it's fantastic. But the bottom line is
for staying in Jersey.
Love it. There's going to be payback, though. That's a problem.
To both of us now, after I just jumped on the bandwagon, too. Dan, I still love you.
But the bottom line is, the way that I lost track of where I was going with this.
I love that. This is normally happens to me. This is amazing that it's happening to somebody else. I have a question because I was thinking about something. Hit me. Maybe this will help you. What if an agent's like, well, why can't I just go get marketing dollars on my own without having to go through an organization?
Absolutely, you can, and then the agent goes to a direct carrier and they work with the district sales managers usually on the health side. A lot of people don't know this, but those people are some of the most highly paid people in this industry.
100%.
The district salespeople that you're working with on the health side, they do really well for themselves because
they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, if not a mid six-figure income for sure.
100%. And but they earn it, right? They have
no expenses because they're not selling; they're supporting their division.
Exactly.
But they are incentivized for you to sell plans in their territory
and their carriers.
And their carriers,
correct.
Correct.
And so that's one of the challenges, right? When you get money directly from one of them specifically, you have to sell their product.
Correct.
Whereas
which would be shady not to.
Not to, of course.
I bet it happens where the people don't.
Unfortunately, it does all the time. Right?
But I would feel terrible. Like they gave me something and then I used it.
Right.
It'd be like an agent getting a lead from you and trying to sell it through somebody else.
Sure.
But you paid for them.
Right. Like we always say, you dance with the person who brought you to the dance.
There you go.
Right. You don't sit there and go to the dance and go find somebody else to dance.
She's prettier
with.
though.
Yeah. Well, but I like over there. No. This is who you came with, right? And that's the way we look at it. So when you have to do that with a carrier, you're committed to that carrier, and that carrier may not have the best product. So now you're not serving that client properly because you're taking money from the carrier to do that.
Right.
What we do is we buy leads in a way that we can try to be as open as possible to all the different carriers. Right now, some carriers treat us better than others. That's a fact. Sure. You know what I mean? So we're always kind of like trying to figure out how to make that make sense. And if their product works in that area, we'll make promises that make sense in that area. Yeah. Sometimes the product doesn't work in that area, and sometimes we have to make, other decisions to go into different areas to work with them. Yeah. Some of our most successful experiences have come because the carrier said, hey, listen, we don't have a lot of relationship here. We don't have a lot of agents in this area. And we start growing in that area just for them because the product is that good. And we've been able to help a lot of people that way.
That's cool that you do that. That's awesome.
Because they support us, right? Yeah. And so the bottom line is the marketing support is there. It's there. That's what feeds it. That's what allows us to be able to provide leads. That allows us to be able to pay for the leads. And we're always trying to create a partnership that makes sense on both sids. And that's where I was going. When my father started the organization.
Yes, you said that's how you started last time.
And circled back.
I'm going to stop because you're going to forget.
When he started in 1979, and the bottom line is he's always said the string is only this long. Right? The string is this long. And our goal is to make sure that the whole string is used as fairly as possible, right? When an agent is asking for something that can't fit into the string, then unfortunately we have to kind of part ways or figure something else out. But oftentimes when the string is this long and you're using the whole string, it makes it a lot easier to be able to have these relationships and figure it out that makes in a way that makes sense. Yeah. We have no interest in being just an override shop. We have no interest in just sitting back in fat, dumb, and happy because we have a bunch of agents just sitting there going to work and we're doing nothing for the opportunity. Correct. We have to earn it, and that's where the string comes into mind. So that's where I was going with that.
I love that. That's good. If they want to, one of the things that I have one other question before we get to the last question.
Sure.
If they want to reach out and learn more, get help, talk to you, whatever, what should they do?
Sure. Well, it's jr@thediv.com is my email. jr@thediv, like junior, at the div as in the diversified companies. Or you could text me. Honestly, it's the easiest way. It makes the most sense.
That's awesome.
It's fast. It's a lot quicker.
Most people won't give out their phones, so I love this. You got to text this guy when you get it, okay?
Absolutely. It's a lot easier. Just text me.
That's
it's
cool.
973-495-4704. 973-495-4704. You shoot me a text. We'll start talking, figure out how we might be able to help you, partner with you in a way that makes sense. And that's the thing. Like, we want to figure this out. We want to tailor a program that makes sense for you. If you're in a GA position right now and you're running an agency and you're figuring this out on your own, come be a part of what we're doing. Reach out to me. Many people just reach out and we just kind of talk, share some ideas, and they go off on their own. Others will sit there and say, well, how can I make this work with my agency right now? If I go after this, can you support my people? Yeah, yes. Absolutely. We can. We can support your people. If you're in an MGA scenario, right? You have talk to me. There's ways to make these kind of opportunities make sense.
Yes.
And if you're not getting that opportunity, I'd love to be able to help you down that path to be able to do it.
I love that. That's amazing. Well, last question. If they want to get if they feel like they've bounced around and they're alone and they don't know what to do and they are thought about quitting or they just don't feel like they're ever getting the help they need, what advice would you give them?
So, my son last week, he's kind of going through this challenge right now where he's working through this. He's in a play, right? And they challenged him to sing at a higher voice than he was, and he's actually going through his voice is changing. He's becoming, he's 13 years old. Cool. And they wanted him to work
a fun
higher.
Age, man.
Yeah,
it's a fun age.
He was the lead in the play in Peter Pan. This kid's got an awesome talent. He really sings really, really well. But in the midst of this 2-week camp that he said, all of a sudden his voice is changing and it's going a little lower on him, and they want him to go higher, and he wanted to give up. He was like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, bud, you can't give up. Like, others are relying on you. You can't give up here. You have to just lean in and do it. And he said, what do you mean lean in? I said, you have to lean in. You have to just give it everything you have. Lean in here. Don't give up. Lean in further. Do not give up on this thing. And sure enough, you hear him in the shower. Sure enough, he's going on his walks out into the backyard. You hear him, he's trying to get that. And his voice was cracking a lot. It was happening a lot. He's sitting in the car with my wife, and he's trying to hit that note that, honestly, it was cracking to get there. Friday, he goes in, and he had leaned in a lot, and he walked away, and he didn't crack at all the whole show.
Wow.
And it was fantastic. He did such a great job. And so my response to that question is lean in. Truly lean in. Do not, if you're at a spot where you think it's time to give up, it's not working out, lean in. Whether it's with us or somebody else, it doesn't matter. Lean in, because this business is the greatest business in the world. Amen. This business has brought me to my knees many, many, many times. But more often than not, it's brought me to my knees out of gratitude. So lean in and experience that same gratitude.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Great way to finish the podcast. You're amazing. Thanks for being back.
Thanks. It's great being with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, bro. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging with us. Also, text Mike. Make sure you get some help. And if you made it this far in the podcast, you can go to kaboomleads.com. Use coupon code YouTube to get 10% off your very first order. Thanks for hanging, and we'll see you on the next episode. Adios.